met Brandon before, so I'm going to get to discover just like you what this character does. Hey, Brandon, Eric Stromquist.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Wow, so you're stylish. I did a little research on you before this, and you sort of work with the aesthetics of things, among other things. Tell our audience a little bit about what you do and what your company does.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the founder and CEO of Hightower, and Hightower about 2 years ago invented a new category of software that we called leasing management software. And fast forward to today, we're installed in 10 countries. We've got 130 owners who've rolled it out as their system of record for leasing. And leasing management kind of focuses on one simple goal, which is a purpose-built cloud and mobile software platform to power the end-to-end leasing process that an institutional owner, their brokerage team, and their property management team is doing every single day to try to fill their buildings. So we put software behind a workflow that previously had been powered by like thousands of Excel spreadsheets, like hundreds of phone calls, lots of files floating around in email, and we decided to build a really wonderful platform to support that workflow.
So you're making the invisible visible, among other things.
Yeah.
And from what I read about it, I didn't have a chance to look. It looks like it's just a gorgeous platform you put together.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got 20 engineers who are focused on building beautiful software that's easy to use, and a lot of those folks are from Google, Microsoft, Facebook. They're just good at building consumer experiences. Now we've taken that kind of that point of view on software development and brought it to the commercial real estate industry.
How did you get in the business?
I'm a total weirdo in I guess the commercial real estate space. So I began my career in software engineering. So I studied computer science at Carnegie Mellon, spent 4 years at Microsoft building Excel, and spent 2 years at Zillow, which was a real estate technology company on the residential side. And then I did something that my family thought was crazy. I completely switched and I got into commercial real estate. So I spent 6 years at CBRE representing institutional owners on the leasing of their buildings. So Hightower is in some ways kind of the intersection of two very different career paths, bringing technology to the commercial real estate industry.
It's a great intersection. I mean, especially at this conference. So is the conference good for you so far?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. It's amazing. We, just fun anecdote. So 2 years ago, when Hightower was 9 people, we're now almost 90 people. I had 2 people here. We didn't have a booth. Just first time at RealCom. Now we've got 10 people here. We're sitting on 3 panels, and just the entire category of software has gone from non-existent to moving very quickly to industry standard. So it's just been a lot of fun to see it happen, and RealCom's been a part of it all the way through.
So what, and again, I've got to put you in here because I haven't seen your platform yet, but what makes a good interface? I mean, outside the looks and...
The very simple answer is a great piece of software enables the user, the customer, to get their jobs done, get whatever activity they're trying to do easily and hopefully kind of delightfully. So I think that's where we've been successful. I mean, Hightower, actually, we were the first platform to go mobile first. So we mobile both on iOS and Android. We had a strong point of view that the leasing business in commercial real estate is inherently a mobile first business. Brokers are in the market, in the field, in buildings over half the time. Even asset managers and property managers are in the field and property. So, and that kind of point of view led us to building a platform that allowed you to be as effective on your iPhone as you would in front of your PC back at the desk. And that unlocks an entirely new set of experiences and makes people a lot more productive. So, at the end of the day, kind of the 3 outcomes that we're driving toward are just massive increases in productivity by putting your leasing business on your phone.
Right.
Increasing visibility into like the performance of your overall portfolio, which reduces risk, and then just helping you make better leasing decisions.
Yeah, so you got the analytics built in.
Baked in. Just a month ago, we launched Hightower Executive Analytics, which is basically on an iPad. I'm the CEO of a major publicly traded REIT, and Hightower lets me understand, view, drill up, drill down into my global leasing business, with the ease of just tapping around on a beautiful dashboard, and it's transformative. It's
Right
really,
on the
really cool.
iPad.
Really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, everyone loves iPads. The higher you get into the organizational stack, the more there's a bias toward getting on the plane and using an iPad to drive.
Well, I tell you what, and I think unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, looks matter, right?
They do.
And I think, I talk to techies, and you probably do too, that can tell me why this is better than the iPad or whatever. So maybe
Yeah.
the iPad is not technically maybe the fastest or the strongest, but there's something about the aesthetic of it, the look and the feel that has people just flock to it.
I think one of the aha moments that the industry is having now is that people get a lot more done in software that they actually enjoy using.
Yes. Yes.
And so that's, there's another term for that. It's a consumerization of enterprise software. And so looks do matter, but looks that are also, kind of taking 10 clicks down to one, kind of the obvious, productivity gains, will create adoption. And I think one of the big, there's a skepticism in commercial real estate that we won't adopt technology, right? We don't like it. We're old school, if you will. I think largely that's been the result of just kind of technology in commercial real estate being just super duper hard to use, like really kind of tough and challenging and fairly opaque. And so I think we've kind of we've broken apart that skepticism, and we're seeing it in our business. I mean, our business has grown 7 times over in square footage over the last 14 months. I mean, we've got kind of this hockey stick growth curve that's the result of people just actually enjoying, using the software and therefore they adopt.
So with so if I'm a leasing agent, I'm assuming that's one of your customer
that's one of our
groups.
core users,
So what can I do with your software? So you call me up and you want to buy some real estate, and I got my iPad out, what am I doing with it?
I can look across my entire set of listings. Maybe I've got 30 listings and 15 different, sub-markets, and I can respond to that request. So if it was a tenant rep broker representing a hedge fund for 10 to 15,000 square feet, on my iPhone I can say, what do I have in the 10 to 15,000 square foot range? Select the 5 suites that I think make sense, include the marketing materials that I want to, tap out an email to them, send it, automatically logs the fact that I did that. I can log any tours that I've done on site.
Nice.
I can send leasing activity report. I can basically run my business. I mean, that is the whole point. Is that this is a mobile business, I should just be able to run my business. And then if you put a different hat on, so I'm the head of portfolio management at Beacon Capital or Vornado, both of whom are clients of Hightower, they can sit back and they can say, how's my global real estate business doing? Which markets should I be worried about? Is San Diego dropping in terms of net effective rents? Are we seeing lower or higher tour activity in a certain market? Which brokers are bringing me the most business from a tenant rep standpoint? This is a really interesting one. Because we integrate with your property management systems, like our friends at Yardi and MRI, JD Edwards, IBS, I can ask a question like, what's my exposure to a certain industry, right? So oil and gas, for example. Houston's having struggles right now. The oil and gas industry has been struggling because of the price of oil. I can, in a couple of seconds, as that portfolio manager, say, just what's my exposure across my industrial, office, or retail portfolio? So I can answer the question that I get from a limited partner or the public markets that I always get. And pre-Hightower, I had to scramble around, ask 10 asset managers that question. We collate the information, and a week later, we've got the answer. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's huge.
It's super exciting. So
because if you don't have the answers to questions, your investors get a little nervous.
Well, and it just, the world after Hightower, you take these wild goose chase kind of strategic questions that you then have to go and manually pull the information, you turn it into just kind of a real-time exercise, which is why we're so focused on the analytical layer that sits on top of the Hightower leasing management platform. And people throw around terms like big data, data science, predictive analytics. I think they do so very haphazardly in some ways. Because you first have to aggregate that data at scale, right? So the foundation lane that we've done over the last 2 years is move the commercial leasing workflow out of spreadsheets, pen and paper, phone calls, and email, move it into a single platform that aggregates, structures, and analyzes that data. Then you can start talking about predictive analytics, data science, finding signal in the noise, telling me when I've got a problem in the portfolio without me even having to look. So one of the really cool features that we're launching in July is what we call strategic notifications, right? I'm the CEO of a company. I care when an asset in my portfolio drops below 85% occupancy. That's a real problem for me. So one of our board members calls it managed by exception, right? So that notification will trigger if that's something they care about. I'll get a notification from Hightower on the iPhone app. I can swipe it. I can ping the asset managers, go, what just happened here? Like we dropped. Or maybe I've got a large deal that's going stale. So that is changing the way that we manage real estate from very reactive to a little bit more proactive.
And predictive, it sounds like.
Predictive, backward facing to obviously forward looking. So we're just getting started. I mean, it's awesome. Hightower's been in the business for literally 30 months. Like we've been a company for 30 months. We're just getting started. So it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. How do our viewers get hold of you?
Many ways. So we're all over the place. So Hightower, gethightower.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Hightower. And just in terms of footprint, so Hightower has 8 offices around the globe. So headquartered in New York, offices in Toronto, LA, San Francisco, Dallas, and then we just opened our office in London. So we're all over the place.
Awesome. Man.
Very easy to get a hold of.
Brandon, thanks so much. I can't wait. I'm going to come by and check your software out when I get a break.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Great.
Cool.
Nice
Thanks,
meeting you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you, Brandon.
great to see you.
Take care.